Hello everyone, this is Heroes Trivia, and welcome back to another matchup here in Group D, as we have Folden versus Han Loyalists. Now this is going to be Folden's last match, but more importantly, it's also a matchup between two players who are both still seeking their first win in the tournament, so best of luck to both of them. And taking a look at the composition here, we have Folden bringing back his army for the fourth time, Cao Cao, He Man, and Guo Jia with the same units. I think it's definitely a very viable comp. The generals combination could definitely work. There was a couple misplays in the last match in particular that was a bit unfortunate, but we also seen some highlights of those hail of arrows used properly, taking out Lu Bu at the final moment there in the previous matchup. And on the Han Loyalist side, we're seeing a new composition as we have He Jin, Huang Fusong, and Zhang Bao. So the Han Loyalists not only tried a full-on Yellow Turban comp, but it's also mixing up Yellow Turbans and Han Generals. We have some Redeem Outlaw, so I guess they're redeemed. And then 5 units of Defender of Empire and 4 Imperial Lancer Cav. Let's see how this matchup goes. Not much range on one side, and absolutely no range on the other side. It's going to be a clash of the infantry. Pretty good qualities throughout for both sides. The cavalry advantage being with Han Loyalists, both sides having hail of arrows. We'll see which general side comes out first. I don't think any side have any strong smash abilities on any of the generals, so it's just going to be a battle of the hail of arrows, and then we'll see how that influenced the infantry matchup. So hopping to game here, nothing too crazy. This patch of land is a very popular area for those with crossbow units to line up, as this is the only area without a lot of trees, but we have Han Loyalists on the other side. Let's see how they maneuver and adjust for this. The one thing I don't like about Folden's line of infantry is because they're so mixed in there, every type of infantry has sort of a specialized job. So it's hard to get the right unit on top of the right enemy when they're all dispersed like this in the line. For example, Yellow Sky Herald is really there just to hold the line. There could be a lot of spacing around them, so one unit could attract the attention of multiple units, and then your other unit can go in for flank. If you're going to be like a weak, slightly lower damage, unbreakable unit, that's really your role. And then your protectors are better against enemy cavalry. This is the green unit that he has brought. The Qingzhou Assault Infantry are better offensive unit, also last quite a while in combat with the evasion stat, but also decent charge, so they should be the one flanking around getting rear charges. Now they're all mixed together. It's kind of hard for each unit to do their job. It seems like we're going to be shifting over here before we're going to get any action. There's no incentive for Han Loyalist to charge into the crossbow right away, although he does need to eventually close the gap because he's going to run out of real estate soon, and he eventually have to face those crossbow. Maybe a early range block chance when there's no range yet. Could be worried about potential hail of arrow. Yeah, I don't like this general placement. The direction actually mattered quite a bit with how fast you can do ability. That turn is good. Let's see. We still have that 50% on for the duration, and that helps block a lot of those shots. As you can see, it only took about 7k damage. But they're going to get swarmed. The answer, however, is these Imperial Lancers. They're trying to run away. If Guo Jia gets tagged here, or if Huang Fusong decides to return the favor with a hail of arrow, no backing off. Worried about those crossbow who are still moving, but once they stop moving and start shooting, Imperial Lancers will still take a good chunk of damage. Surprised that the Redeem Outlaws are the ones in the front. I would have thought Defenders would be the one being pushed up, given that they could turtle up and press up. I think in terms of infantry quality, I do favor Folden's side. Has a good mix of units. Ooh, got a bow usage. Try to snipe Guo Jia a couple times. They're moving. They're moving. And quickly abandon that idea. Redeem Outlaws are similar to Qingzhou units, but much weaker and also slightly more expensive, I believe. And Qingzhou unit has misplaced devotion, which really separates the two. As you can see, the damage is way higher first off, and it can be further increased, doubled when you have morale issues. Much higher charge bonus, similar defensive stat across the board with these two units. Faster attack rate, but way less damage. I think the protector needs to be peeled over here first. Are the crossbows going to get any damage here? They spent too much time walking. This should have been stopped now. I mean, it's going to clash. Qingzhou unit should countercharge and then, or throw one Yellow Sky Herald like this to kind of get them to clump up, and then the Qingzhou unit can go to the back. The Protector needs to come over on this side because the flank is coming. These Yellow Sky Heralds isn't going to hold any lines. These mounted Lancer militias aren't going to withstand any big charges. Zone looking for a shot here. Yeah, a lot of friendly fire. No countercharge, not much. That might be one unit there. We do have a spear wall, which is good. Ooh, this is not a fair fight. But no direct charge on these, just the fight. That's not going to stop them. See if they get across. Generals are going at it. No one's dismounting yet. Guojia's getting out of here. What is Folden doing? Trying to get to a location. Cao Cao's not being microed. Ooh, Stifling Deluge. Shut down that usage. That's one advantage. Could we get a return Hail of Arrow here instead of just whacking him? He's using his bow to snipe Guojia. Yeah, the Imperial units need to hurry up. That is not actually a spear unit. They could totally charge that if they want. And they're going to. But don't stay, because he's going to immediately activate his misplaced devotion. This is when you get out. Just clear out the charge. Go to the generals. That... To kill a mounted Lancer militia? Not a huge fan of that, but he did have to get out of the range of Guojia to get that done, so maybe he didn't have that many targets from that distance. Yeah, nice charge. Just get through. Charge the range. Charge the generals. Ooh. Okay, at least it's falling away, so not too much damage landed. Trying to knock out Folden here. I mean, the infantry, as we mentioned, Protector of the Quality is going to win out on the side of Folden. And the generals, okay, they just got to pull those Protectors over here to fight the Lancers. Pull these two units. Their job is to kill... No, don't fight. Don't throw another infantry in there. Crowding infantry doesn't get anything done. And they took a charge, but now they got the fight they want, actually. This is not the matchup that Han Loyalists actually want here. They could have just charged this. At least they peeled back. Maybe they can clean both of these units out. Ooh, smash ability from Zhang Liang. Folden's done. We have dismounted Heman versus He Jin over here. Alright, we got dismount answer. Cao Cao's not going to join? Cao Cao has a great sword. Cao Cao has a much better weapon than Heman does. Alright, Cao Cao is dismounted. Maybe it's in time. They can hack He Jin down right here. Feels like Heman's going to be gone. Yeah, he got killed. He's targeting Zhang Bao right here, which is fine. Any of them is fine. If we could get the ability used, it would be even better. But I don't think it's on cooldown. Maybe it's not. Regardless, ooh, they got trade on both. Cao Cao was a little hesitant to dismount. Cao Cao has a pretty good sword. So, with the generals going one way, can those cavalry help out with these infantry mismatches? Defender is just buying time and making sure there's a flank vulnerable. And if the cavalry could get those charge on those flanks, they can help clean up the units. Alright, unleashing. There's no other better target. That's actually totally fine. Remounted. Yeah. So they can get a couple charge in. Target the one that can break first. So Protector here. Slowly kill these Yellow Sky Heralds afterwards. Yep, you can see the rear charge doing a number there. And they're gonna bash it out against each other. Unbreakable versus unbreakable. And once that breaks, they can kill the ones that need to be killed. Yeah, so just 4 units of Unbreakable Yellow Sky Herald. Oh, this guy's still struggling, but still here. The fight with He Man and Cao Cao versus He Jin and Zhang Bao is what determined this match. Because if it went the other way, Cao Cao came out, they got both of these killed. They could play right off the back of their infantry to kill the rest. The Protectors were really in the wrong fight. If, for example, as I mentioned with that infantry line, if you just threw your Yellow Sky Herald up, they would last till now. And then Protectors went to go kill the things they're designed to kill, help the generals win that fight because the Lancers got some damage on the generals as well, finish that fight, and then come back with the generals. You'll still be, you know, keeping all the enemy infantry occupied, shifting your Protectors to fight Unbreakable unit and try to kill all of them in the middle of a fight where things could still be determined. It's just not a very wise decision. That kind of dictated the match, and also Cao Cao's slow dismount also kind of played a role in it. But overall, very close and very good fight between the two players, as we have Han Loyalist picking up his first win. It's a bit unfortunate for Folden, who's going to end without a win, but let's take a look at the numbers. Yeah, looking at the unit quality, the infantry is definitely the stronger side for Folden. Cavalry is definitely a bit weak. They got charged by those Imperial Lancers early on. You can see how much damage those Imperial Lancers got away with because the one unit that could counter them, which are those Protector Heavens, they were not thrown at them. And each of those Imperial Lancers got way over 100 kills, some even 2 full unit of kills, 240, which is super impressive. Those Unbreakable units on both sides held till the very end. It was a surrender at the very end, and they should have just been doing that. All right, for both sides, they're just there to buy time so the other units can find the right targets. And that's kind of how this matchup should have gone. Now, a lot of that cavalry number is slightly inflated because a lot of the kill were on crossbow units, but there were a couple of Qingzhou units that got wrecked in the early charges as well. So overall, very good match. We saw some decent hail of arrows from both sides, a couple bad ones, but there were just really no good targets. Fade away on He Jin was probably the best you could get. He's running away from you, get that shot in while you can. Overall, very good matchup. And as mentioned already, this is going to be our last match for Folden, who is the only newcomer in this group. Definitely a very good performance, despite the result being 0-4. Came in with a very practiced comp that he stuck to for 4 matches. There's a few micro detail that he could maybe pick up from the tournament, especially with how to use those infantry. I think spreading them in a line, not really thinking about what each role is for each infantry and how to micro them to fulfill those roles in a matchup where the army comp could be a little bit weaker. The general, having Guojia as a strategist is going to weaken your army, and then if you don't abuse his abilities in combat and you don't take advantage of the other 2 generals in combat, it's gonna hurt because He Man doesn't have a very strong weapon with those 2 maces. Cao Cao actually has the best weapon out of the 3, so he needs to be treated as a combat general if this is the comp that's going to be run. And then the best damage you have is going to be that hail of arrow. So that's basically what this comp is, and best of luck to Han Loyalist, who still has a match, and we still have a bunch more matches to finish up Group D today, and we'll look forward to those. Until then, bye!